partner with Axon, you immediately gain access to a full range of products and solutions designed to meet the complex needs of today's grower. We carry all major brands and sizes of tires and wheels. We specialize in large diameter wheels for large equipment. We have one of the largest OEM replacement wheel inventories in North America. Known for extreme flotation setups, duals, and triples, we have wheels for all makes and models of tractors, sprayers, combines, and grain carts. If we don't have the wheel in stock, we'll custom build, sandblast, and paint in-house. There isn't a more vast inventory in North America dedicated to helping dealers move more iron. With facilities on the West Coast and in the heart of the Midwest, leverage our 230,000 square feet of indoor inventory to solve any problem a grower may have. Move more iron with Axon.
Moving iron.
Hello and welcome to Moving Iron Podcast number 331. I'm pretty sure it's where we're at. This edition of Moving Iron Podcast is brought to you by Axon Tire, helping dealers move more iron for the past 100 years. For more information, go to axontire.com. Axon Tire has a couple great gifts plus one.
Wow.
It's almost like a short line. You know what I mean? Like you get a 10, a 5, a 22, and 7. You know, it's kind of where you're at. So it's the same thing. But Axon has got
unless you go with our 15% interest, then you lose the 5.
Do the cash discount, then you get another 3,
and 2 pairs of gloves.
What Axon's got is 2 free gifts. Send an email to marketing@axontire.com and they will send you back in return an Alliance branded flashlight and an Alliance baseball cap.
Nice.
2 legit to quit, right? So get one of those, send that to marketing@axontire.com, and they will send that to you in the mail real quick. Also, if you plan on attending the Moving Iron Summit coming up here in Nashville, Tennessee, September 11th through the 13th, go to MovingIronLLC.com, and in the upper right-hand corner, click the Moving Iron Summit tab up there, and you will get, when you do your registration, if you're one of the first 150 people to do that, you will get a $50 discount on your registration fee. So probably the best $50 that you can not spend in a while.
There you go.
Check
absolutely top notch.
All right.
And Valley Transportation has been hauling ag and construction equipment across the country for the past 33 years. Call Parker at 800-657-4910 for all your trucking needs. At Valley Transportation, our goal is to help you reach yours. I always think of that 4910. They've probably hauled one or 2.
I bet they have.
There you go.
I'm sure they have.
Also brought to you by Ag Direct. Powered by Farm Credit, Ag Direct is built for today's agriculture with simple applications, quick response, competitive rates, and generous, flexible terms. Ag Direct offers buy, lease, and refinance options on almost all types of new and used equipment, non-recourse and timely funding back to the dealership, plus sales incentives. No other ag equipment lender works like Ag Direct. Learn more by calling your Ag Direct territory manager or 800-525-9805 or visit us at agdirect.com.
Right on. Tractor Zoom has access to over $20 billion in heavy equipment sales data. Tractor Zoom's Iron Comps is the industry's trusted solution for transparent equipment values and auctionable pricing insights. Lastly, this podcast is brought to you by Envil AppWorks. Their Dealer Connect CRMI app with integrated inventory management is an affordable Salesforce-based solution for your dealership. Create connected customer experience and transform how you work today. All right. Aaron and I are back here to cause more damage to the world around us, I guess is the best way to put that.
There you go.
And if you were to sit back and talk about what we saw happen in the first month of the year, Aaron, how would you describe that?
Quiet.
It was quiet. And, to be honest with you, I expected to see a little bit of quietness. I think maybe a little more quiet than I expected to see coming off of what we saw happen. I figured there'd be a lot of capital deferred back into that first quarter of the year.
Right.
They had to make some purchases and those kind of things. Been looking more at 23, but there's plenty of reason to be quiet right now. I mean, if you take a look around what's going on around us, we've got plenty of things that are showing up right now that, hey, we could be, a lot of uncertainty, I guess is the best way to put it. You know what I mean? More than anything, if you look at, you got interest rates, you got these other things that are popping up, and
weather balloons.
You got the Chinese floating their balloons over top of us. You got all this kind of stuff going on. But all that being said, I think that there is the quietness that we're feeling is there's plenty of people still looking for stuff.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just they're not in the. And the funny thing is, it's really quiet because we didn't, we got a machine in and it took us 2 weeks to sell it.
Right.
Right. You know what I mean?
Right.
2 whole weeks. I mean, how can we ever?
Well, they're not moving anymore. Like it's been 15 days.
Right.
Calm down.
So I think some of that. I think it's the point of reference that we have.
Yeah, totally. Plus, you got to think, man. 22 was a doozy after a doozy after a doozy.
Yeah.
So everybody's kind of exhaling.
Yeah, everyone's catching their breath a little bit, and I think
like nothing happened in January specifically.
Yeah,
that I can think of that was like globally altering for once.
Sure. Yeah,
it was like the first month, and just like, oh, okay, we're in the winter suck.
Yeah,
and everybody's weather sucks everywhere.
Well, I think that,
and here we are. Too. It does tremendous amount.
I mean, we take where we out here, where we're at. We had 3 epic snowstorms come across here.
We did. we certainly
very late December. We had, I think,
middle December.
Yeah, it was middle December.
Completely unprepared.
It went from being like we had a blizzard come through, we had all the crazy thing happen, and the high for that particular week was, I think, -50. You know what I mean?
It was atrocious.
It was a very rough week, and we've had that, and then right after that was done, it didn't snow for like 3 days, so it needed to snow again. We had that happen.
But we only got 6 inches that time.
And then, it kind of kept, that's kind of the whole kind of thing we saw all the way through January. Coming into February, where we're at now, if you drove around now, you wouldn't know that we had that much snow.
No.
Because it's been like 45 to 50 degrees.
For almost a week.
For almost a whole week now. A whole week now. So, I mean.
Above freezing every day for like 10 days.
Yeah,
so.
And barely below freezing by February standards. In February, I mean, it was like, it'd get to like 29 to 31, 32, something like that.
Maybe 25-ish.
But I mean, there's
it gets just cold enough to freeze up all the muddy shit from the day, during the day.
If you're down in the valley, like in the banana belt where I'm at.
Yeah, exactly.
It stays a little warm.
Exactly.
Not up here in the high plains of Box Butte County. You know what I mean? But you have
living on the peak, baby,
the plateau. But if you have, if you're looking at the thing this is what we're going to talk about today. We had, Tractor Jim's back on here. We're going to talk about the planter market. But the one thing that I thought got affected the most by the whole 21-22 shortage and when you're going to get what, when, and why, and everything else, I think was planters. I think planters had the biggest impact because new planters got delayed so much from at every aspect of it.
Well, literally you could say they got delayed completely.
Yeah, totally.
Like they missed planting.
Yeah, there's something. And
Happy June 1st, your planter's here. Yeah. Do you want to order your next one?
Good. Thank God I got that 25-day corn. You know what I mean? But you have those kind of things happen, and then
come get this planter, put it in your shed for 6 months, and then bring it back when you trade it in on the next one that actually shows up.
And the thing about that really affected the marketplace on the used side of it was that also dramatically delayed any chance to sell anything used for.
Yeah,
I mean, if it was a 9-month delay on the used side, on the new side of it, it was probably a 12-15 month delay on the used side.
Right.
Because by the time you got everything in and all the stuff done and this, that, and the other thing, and made sure they got theirs, and that one that they ordered is going to be there. And, but next thing you know, it's 6 months have gone by and you're just now delivering the planter that the guy said he'd take 18 months ago.
Right. Right. I mean?
So, I mean, now you run into that situation.
Oh, yeah. You get into those situations. I have guys call like, is that still a deal? Like, yeah, I'll let you know. Like, I don't know what to tell you. We're waiting.
Yeah. And looking at dealers lots, I mean, the beautiful thing about the planter marketplace we've talked about here a lot is that when we saw all of that stuff get sold at auction between 14 on, there was never a point where there was from I would say 16 on till today. There's never been another planter problem.
No.
The supply has kept up with demand, and it's been a pretty harmonious thing.
Can you imagine how many damn combines that would take at auction in a 2-year period to have that same effect?
Well, it'd be very similar to what we saw on the planters. Remember how many planters there were?
I know, but there again, are there custom planters? No, but there are custom harvesters.
Right. And if you take out, if you take a look at, we got to understand the same custom harvester guy between planters and air drills. That's a 1-for-1 ratio. You take planters and air drills put them together. I bet you that it's almost a 1-to-1 ratio with combines.
Mm-mm.
If you have a combine, if you're a single farmer, if you're a farmer, you have. If you have a combine, you got a planter. If you have 2 combines, there's a high likelihood that you might have 2 planters.
Okay, so that guy cancels himself out.
That's my point I'm making to you, is that
you still have the custom rigs,
right? But someone had to plant those acres that they're cutting with a planter.
Okay.
So if you take air
it.
drills and planters, I bet you it's a 1-for-1 ratio.
Custom harvester XYZ, cuts for 20 people.
Right.
He has 10 combines.
Right.
That's an actual -10 air seeder offset.
Sure. Yeah.
All right.
So I have no.
Thanks a lot, math guy.
I have no data to back that up with, but I'm just saying that it just seems
there
like
it is. It
seems like a reasonable thing.
That's just blue sky, but it sounds factual.
It seems like a pretty good assumption. To be that.
You're probably right.
So if you take a look at that, so we had that huge sell off. Historically, that huge sell off come in there. I mean, lots went from being. I remember
you talked to a lot of marketing guys. We had a huge sell off. I did not know the Chicago Board of Trade was running Ritchie Brothers. When in the hell did that happen?
You had, I think if you remember how many planters and air seeders and all this stuff were lined up on lots, they were a windbreak, dude.
Oh yeah,
I mean they were packed in there tight,
and
they were just piling. And all of those went to auction because I don't remember. Even during the downturn,
and the fancier they were, the worse it was. Man.
And during that time frame, I just remember coming to the realization almost that if you wanted to sell your planter, you needed to take it to an auction.
Yeah, because
no one was going to come and buy one because there was too much competition at the auction marketplace.
But that was mostly specifically 24-row. Narrow transport type planters.
Yeah.
For mostly.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
good job, seed companies with the planting window.
Yeah.
All of a sudden that showed up in 03 and we need a bigger planter. And then, hey, let's get a bigger planter and go 10 mile an hour.
Yeah. That was the other thing too with that time frame too, is I thought, all right, here's a perfect opportunity where we're going to see the 24-row planter guy go to a 12-row planter guy or a 16-row planter or something.
No, he went to 2 24.
No, I'll just take 2
exact emerge.
So I can average 12 miles an hour between these two, huh? Look at that.
We can plant in 1 week.
Yeah. And that's why whenever the whole crop progress thing comes out and we're 20% behind where we should be.
Yeah.
By Sunday, we're up, we're +5. You know what I mean?
Oh shit, it's lunch. We're even.
But so you had that huge sell off, everything kind of stayed the same. And then you extrapolate that into a bigger issue when you start looking at what happened in 21, 22, where plenty of people were ready to buy up, straight up and upgrades and this, that, and the other thing that were going on. And it was just a huge delay to come into play. And
numerous.
And I think I want to say it kind of feels like to me that late 22 started to see some planters kind of pop up. To where not like a whole bunches of them by any means, but there were, you'd see the occasional planter out there around maybe 5 to 10 that were like, no one really has their name on this one yet.
Yeah. It's very one off.
Yeah.
But there are some. There are no like 3-year-old 24 rows that don't have a name.
No.
Or 7.
Yeah. That's very true.
Well, if these other 6 guys don't want it, I'll call you and let you know.
Yep. So I think, to me, I mean, looking out there, if there's anything, in my opinion, that's going to be the issue that we see right now with the availability of planners, I think it's going to stay close to the same that we see now, because how many conversations are guys having about the upgrade kit thing?
Oh yeah.
Whether it's on the deer side with the performance upgrade kits, or you're talking about precision stuff.
I actually, for the first time, this is no joke, for the first time, I'm personally apprehensive of that in the used marketplace, because I don't know what to call it.
Right.
I get the serial number and I get all that, but the toolbar, the stickers, that's all 14, not 22. So I myself struggle with that a little bit, but I actually had a guy call today specifically looking for a puck machine.
Right.
So,
and I think that's going to also too is,
and I was like, oh my God, really?
Yeah. Well, it's kind of, I mean, I think that was slow to take on, because I think,
well, that unleashed like a year before. Ooh, we can afford to buy the whole planner.
Right.
It is timing.
But the upgrade kit thing's not, it's not like it came out last year. You know what I mean?
No, I know.
It's been out since, I mean, you've been able to do that since what, 15?
No.
On the deer side.
No, I know. I think it's like 17.
No.
It
was when they introduced the exact merge.
No, because that was 15. 16 you
16.
could.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
But
at Orlando in December of 15, they talked about
doing it,
the upgrades.
So I think
we don't have a price on it yet.
The one thing about the planner stuff, whether you're talking deer or case or white or
Monosem,
whoever it is, that technology exists for all those guys, right?
Horse.
If you're a deer guy, you can get the deer stuff. If you're a white guy, the AGCO precision planning side of it has all that. If you're in the case marketplace, you get the same deal. You know what I mean? Yeah. So you've got, I mean, to me, I think that's where the planner marketplace is so much different than what you see happening there. I think that if you look at the planner marketplace, that this is going to reset the way that business is done, you know, more than anything, just because it looks like
it fits right in line with your tech upgrade, not the whole machine.
Well, but it's the only platform out there that universally can have that happen.
Right. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not everybody has.
You could take a lot of harnesses off of an 8R.
Well, I'm saying, like, if you take like a deer on the sprayer side of a deer, like what Case has to offer for upgrades and what Fent has to offer on upgrades and AgChem has to offer on upgrades and those kind of things. Those, I don't know those for a fact, but from what I understand, they don't have we can upgrade the boom system and the spray system and
right.
See what I'm saying? Like, so I mean, it's not there yet, but it will be. I mean, it's
no, and I give you a lot of shit about it because I despise it, but tech upgrades is going to be total bread and butter.
Right. All right. So anyway, we'll take a look at what through January here, what Tractor Zoom has on as far as their data place goes, and we'll share this screen here real quick so we can see everything and go.
Casey, how you doing? Thanks for having us. And I've got some planner data here to get a little bit of your feedback on. So this planner data covers January 2023 and at least the year prior, going back even a little bit further for the auction data. The layout, the report is a little bit new. So let me describe that really quick and then we can dive into some values. So up above me here, these little colored rectangles, just proportion of the average value between the different top 6 manufacturers. Over here to the right is the dealership supply. Now this is broken out by year of manufacturer. We take this one all the way back to 2010. And with the data that we're looking at here, it's just 12, 16, and 24 row planters. And I can dice
Pause
by
that
12,
quick.
by 16, 24, or any count.
The 12, 13, and 14 24 row planters might have come back home.
Yeah.
They by far own, look at numbers.
Yeah.
Numbers of machine.
Yeah.
12 is close, but the rest is at least 20.
Yeah. So 22, there's 112. There was 106 in 2012.
Oh, yeah. Look at
100.
21, 154 to 64. Yeah. Oh, my God.
Yeah. And then,
and the 12's got to be 30 or less because of that much less color.
but look how many came off the market, man. Holy crap.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just
Wowzers.
You know what I mean? Got cut in half.
Yeah.
And then it stayed that way.
No. Look at 13 to 16. That's 1/3.
13 to 60. Oh, it's on. Yeah, that's one.
In 24 rows.
Right. Yeah. But if you look at that, I mean, and it stayed that way. And then there was like 3 guys who were like, I guess we'll buy.
Yeah.
We'll buy 3.
Right. I guess we'll take those other ones.
But these numbers are pretty close. I mean, if you really start to look at them, they're pretty close.
And you know what's neat? When you look at that, you got to ramp up a purge, and then, well, why would we want to be healthy? Let's sell too many of them again and ramp back up.
Yeah, that's the
that 21 number of 24 rows, Casey. That is big damn number, man.
Yeah.
Chickens are coming home to roost.
Well, it kind of makes you. But look how much they sold off, though. You know what I mean? This in 20.
That's
21,
not a sell off. That's number of that model year
available on dealers' lots.
Right.
So in 21, there's 154. In 22, there's 106.
Oh, that doesn't mean today's supply.
No.
I thought that meant today's supply, but that's the model year.
Here's 23 right here. And this would be just a January. So
okay.
This is all 22.
That's sales data,
right.
Not on hand.
This is dealer supply. This right here is dealer supply. So in 2021,
but it's not okay. I get it.
Right.
That's the whole year, not
right. Yep.
I thought that was the model year. I apologize.
Nope.
That is the model year, Casey.
Just back up and see what he said. I thought my understanding was what dealer supply was.
Pictures. Over here to the right is the dealership supply. Now this is broken out by year of manufacture. We take this one all the way back to 2010. And with the data that we're looking at here, it's just 12, 16, and 24 row planters. And I can dice by 12, by 16, 24, or any combination thereof. Right below that, though, is the average auction and dealership value by month. Now, the auction value is in the bottom in the gray, and then the dealer listing value is above in blue. So let's get into the data. There is one actual nuance that I added to this report just because you and I have been talking about specific make models. And
would you like to go in the NFL or own an auction company in fall of 21?
Go into the 1775 NT and look at those values, or we can cycle over here and just look at the older 1770 model.
Actually have an overlap last April.
Yeah.
But let's start at a high level.
And last October.
And my first question to you, and I've seen this across a few different planner models, is that at the end of last year, really November, December, slightly into January, we were seeing a significant increase in average planner values. You know, you can see it kind of encompassed there. And again, these are all 12, 16, and 24 row. But I think it really is prominent in the 16 and a little bit in the 24 row that you just have the higher average values here. And then it dips down to, you know, a little bit of a valley or a long tail going through the rest of 22. So my question for you, as I pull out of that, is, you know, what was that? I've heard a lot of other people talk different theories. Is it skimming off the top? You know, we have an availability of planters that are out on the lots, but it was a limited availability. Farmers knew that. And so when they went there, they certainly were cherry picking for the ones that they wanted that had precision on.
You know what I think that is from? I think guys are looking at technology, obviously, what they're looking at, but I think a lot of guys are stepping back and looking at which one of these can I take and buy. Where's my investment at if I want to upgrade?
Well,
Do I buy this $150,000 planner and spend another $100,000 to upgrade it and have a $250,000 or $300,000 planner, or do I
buy the $300,000
buy the $300,000 used planner?
Right.
Which one has the juice? Which one's juice is worth the squeeze?
The one that's done.
I think you're probably right. In my opinion.
It's more dollars, but either there again. Okay. And I know that's all figured in, but on an upgrade, you're paying the shop, to do it. I hope you're not doing it. That's a lot. That's a lot of work.
It's a lot.
It is a lot. So that's all figured into your deal. Okay. Oh, well, where's U-bolts? Oh, we can't get 7/8 nuts, just the dumbest shit could derail that thing out of planning day 1 through 5.
Right.
And all that's going to do is every single 15-minute segment that passes, that gets to be a more difficult situation for everybody.
Yeah.
Versus, oh, look, there's a 21. All I got to do is lower the 3-point, click her in, and go.
Right.
Take it home.
I think some of that too came into play. I would love to see. I think another part of this too, here, and here, these model years. Remember how many planners got delivered all at once?
Oh yeah,
and how many? I mean, there for a while we were like, "Well, we got a lot of these planners," and then they kind of disappeared.
Right.
Between
we got a problem
between July
and
September. There were a lot of planners that got delivered.
Yeah.
So that has something to do with that.
Yeah.
Some of these guys here too.
Right on time to haul to Brazil.
There's some of these planners up here that literally didn't even go to the field, and they're getting traded in.
No.
All right.
They could go high speed, exact emerge, any of those high technology values obviously is going to be more expensive. And so they're picking those early. And then once they picked those, the average value dropped because what was remaining didn't have as much tech on it.
Makes sense.
And so anyways, I'd like to get your opinion on what you think was causing this down into there. Now, let's take a look though, just going through some different size of planners. So at 12-row planner on average, you've got a little bit more variability here going across in the dealer values.
But man, is it close.
December, dealer values at 67.
And I think that's something that's pretty important to point out is that here's your auction value. The gray line, the blue line is dealership value. There is.
Ooh, look at October.
Yeah.
Man, last fall was more wild than I remember.
Yeah. You could buy it. It was more expensive for you to buy something.
Would you like this new one with warranty or that used one? I would like that used one and to pay way too much.
You can't really see where that's at, but I bet on average, that's a $50,000 spread.
Yeah.
And then this December, 67. So while it looks fairly flat, that is increasing fairly significantly year over year, probably about 1/6 worth, about 15 to 20%. Auction values over that same time frame sitting at a 51, almost 52 to this December, getting up to almost 56. Again, with a lot of variability in there that you'll find with planners, seems to be increasing about at the same rate for those smaller planners.
They're almost dead even right now.
Though, just looking at 16-row planners here, you see you have a little bit of a flip in who carries the largest average value from a manufacturer standpoint. You certainly see that bump that I was talking about there. And let's just look at January now. Dealer values averaging at a 110 in January, last January, to this January, 132. So you're up 20K. And again, that's probably right around somewhere between a 15 and 20% increase.
That's really disturbing.
And then jumping up, looking at.
Okay, so what do you think that is?
You got your tails. They're going different directions. That's scary.
Yeah.
But here's why. Did you see average auction was just 32.
Right. Yeah.
That's some 1770
Sure.
old stuff, some
Yep.
banged out 1720s.
Right.
Dealer was 132. There's your 75s,
Right.
your 1725s that we're famous for. I mean, I guarantee you that spread, that's all it has to do with.
Yeah. I agree. I would agree.
But it's scary to see.
Yeah. To some extent.
You've got last December, just shy of 200,000 on average, just over 200,000. So 15 to 16,000 increase, about an 8% year over year type of increase that you saw. So, and question back in your court is that common? Is that what you've seen in your area? Do you think that is common across some other geographies in some other regions? What I did see here, and again, I would like to know your opinion on what this is. 24-row planters, besides some variability in low auction season, which you're not going to sell much, you're in October. It's just not the time, but it did finish the year incredibly strong. And in January, it's for the few that are out there,
it's higher than dealer.
Continue to be strong. So it's
a wash.
Any reason why the good strength of sales that planners have had lately?
All right, it's my opinion. Woo! My opinion is that they're available.
Look at that climb on the chart. That is a big climb. You thought there might be a correction, and it's still going up.
Yeah,
2 different corrections.
So I would say this right here. So you have July time frame. That's EOP. Everything gets traded for, and people make some sales and they buy some things there. Those kind of things. But,
right. If anything, July is the flood. Of the market.
Yep.
As far as the listings, you can't begin to get it then. But
I would say, notably, October moving in through December, January, February, March is your peak time to sell a planter at auction.
Yeah, well, you're
leading year end, and you're leading into the season.
Right. I would say everything at year end is probably a plus, other than your seasonal items. I wouldn't sell a chopper year end. I wouldn't sell a combine year end unless it's a unicorn. I wouldn't sell hay equipment year end.
Yeah,
especially hay equipment.
And I think
hay and forage, period.
But I think if you look at those specific things that you just rambled off, would I sell them at an auction? Like we just said, no. January, February, March, yes, I would, because again, you're headed into the season, right? Where I think. To me, I think the planter, best time to sell a planter, in my opinion, is from the last October, November, December, January, February, March.
Yeah. March is getting late.
It's getting late, but you still see guys buying
them. 20 years ago, March was fine.
Yeah.
Because we didn't have to take it home and put on $100,000 worth of wire harnesses and zip ties.
Yeah, true. But the other time, I think that's a very neglected time that people don't really pay attention to a lot is that July, late June, July, and like the very first week of August.
Post EOP.
Those are all typically some pretty strong times to look at.
Right.
You're not by any means as a gangbusters, but you have an opportunity there.
Oh yeah,
if you market it right, that you can sell some planters,
and your buyers are learning.
Sure.
Every year, I get more calls from guys in June that are used planter hunting.
Yeah,
because they know that's your first chance.
Yep.
And put my name on it.
Yep.
Hope it comes in.
Let's dive into some of these specific models, though. 1770, more of an old general one. Hasn't been produced since 2014. So obviously here you got your manufacturing years. And we can even dice this one up a little tighter and say, let's just look at.
You look at current on 1770s.
Yep. Crossover.
Big time crossover.
Yep.
2017s with 24-row, dealer.
Well, even
last year is
lots of crossover.
This year, 115. So relatively flat. Again, for an older machine, is that what you would expect even in this tight equipment market? And speaking of consistent and tight,
and look at
16 rows, 1770s.
we're looking at the exact planner that everybody dumped. Okay.
Right.
1770,
Mm-hmm.
24 rows. Okay. You're down to 6471 and 37. 37 14s is all that's left.
Yeah.
Or that's out there.
Right.
According to
Their data.
yeah.
This 83 last
That's
December
impressive.
to 91. Looks a slight increase. Looks a little more flat than maybe what it is, but extreme parity with that auction market. Now let's move on to that 1770 and go to something a little more recent. Let's look at this NT model. Okay. What we have here are, a huge increase in December values, average December values, just under $250,000 last December, in this most recent December at 180. But again, you've got a lot of row variability, I'm assuming, with this. And perhaps that's the way that this is explained away. 24 rows for those same 1770 NTs. Dealer sales just at above $250,000 this January to right about the same. And then finally, just taking a look at this DV60. And this is DV60, all 24 row here, of course. And you've got, again, a lot of variability in this, but with the options that come on rows, center fill versus not, just all the technology, I'm assuming that just this range is really what we might make sense of, if there's any sense to be made out of this at all. So this is just a quick recap of the planner market, looking just again at 24, 16, and 12 row planners. If you have any questions on this, feel free to reach out. You can find us at ironcomps.com, and there we might be able to answer your questions on how we're helping dealers with repricing strategies or helping them find insights like this. Thanks for your time, Casey, and take care. Bye.
All right.
Did you notice on the 16 rows, there was 2 months of one line?
Yeah. Yep.
And it was up at 45.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think if you're out there looking at those specific things, anything that shock you think, or anything that you didn't realize was happening that happened?
Yeah. I honestly felt that 1770s were softer than what their data showed.
Right.
I really did.
Yeah, kind of me too. So when I was looking at that, saw that. To your point, you made a good point there when you're looking at how much they fall out. Where are those machines? Where are those 1770s at?
Right.
You know what I mean? Where did they go? I mean, if you're still running a 2012 planner, you got an 11-year-old planner.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I mean, there's a lot of
them.
There's a lot of them out there still running all the
Right.
time.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's just the ins and outs of it. So
yep.
Right on. Okay. Probably a good place to wrap that up, Aaron. Folks want to reach out to you and get more information about what it is you're doing. What's the best way to do that?
Well, I'm on all the socials by my name, Aaron Fintel. Call me, text me, 308-760-1193, or email me, aaron.fintel@movingironllc.com.
Right on. You can find me at Moving Iron LLC on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, at Moving Iron Podcast on LinkedIn, and check out the video version of this over on the YouTube channel, Moving Iron Podcast YouTube channel. So check it out there. You can go to MovingIronLLC.com. There's a contact me thing there you can go to, and it'll send me an email. You can send me an email at MovingIronPodcast at MovingIronPodcast.com, or you can just send a smoke signal up or whatever you want to do and get a hold of me there. Probably the best way to sign up for the Moving Iron Summit is on the Moving Iron LLC website, that's the only place you can do it, right? So,
well, imagine that
coincidence.
Woo.
Upper right-hand corner, click on 2023 Moving Iron Summit. Check that out up there. And if you want to take advantage of that $50 discount from the folks over at Axon, make sure you do that and be the first 150 people to do that. We've probably got, I think we're close to 15 people signed up now, 20 people signed up now. So moving all right along. Typically the week before everything happens, 150 people sign up.
Right.
So,
Hey, that deal's at noon today. Can we sign up? We're on the plane.
We're on our way. I'm like,
Yeah.
You're good, Colin. So, take advantage of that. You can go there and register at MovingIronLLC.com. So with that, I am Casey Seymour with Aaron Fennell. Smooth Sparring, folks. Ow.
Moving iron in the 21st century.